Welcome to All Things Havasu with Chris Rydell and Lonnie Stevenson. It's everything you'd expect from these guys, plus some serious interviews about Lake Havasu City. Now, All Things Havasu.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to podcast number 2 of All Things Havasu.
We're going to start numbering them now?
Yes, we do. When we get to 462, we can stop numbering. Well, welcome back. We're glad that you're here. We've been working hard on getting this out there to everybody so everyone knows about this new podcast that we're doing. For those of you that are using an iPhone or an iPad or your Mac, we are now on iTunes. We're up there. Please go in and subscribe to our podcast and like it and make a comment. And preferably, we hope that you make a positive comment. We don't want anyone out there being mean, but we do like your opinion on there. So please go do that. Also, Lonnie, you found it. We're up on the Android.
On the Android versions, you need to go in your Google Play and download one of the podcast apps. But then when you download the apps, you just do a search for Havasu, and up we come. And then when you subscribe, it'll be automatically be in your phone. And when new podcasts are uploaded by us, then it'll automatically show up on your display that you have a new.
So you can get us on your
podcast.
iPhone, you can get us on your Android, you can listen to us on the web if you go to Spreaker.com and search for All Things Havasu. We're there. We're on SoundCloud. We're on YouTube. You can actually just go to Google and search All Things Havasu, and we are now coming up on YouTube. So however you decide to listen to us, we hope that you subscribe and listen. And we'll keep you up to date as those things change. We have a Facebook page that we're getting ready to roll out. We have a website that we just got the domain for. We're going to get that running here in the next week or two. So we'll keep that up with you. But today we are focusing on the Pyrotechnics event.
Yes, Elaine from the Visitor and Convention Bureaus was here, and we've got some great information that she provided us on this outstanding event for our city.
You know what you just did? You just broke down the third wall of podcasting. You told the people that we've actually already had the interview that we're going to play after this, but we've actually talked to her before. You just blew everybody's mind.
Wow.
That's crazy.
There should be like a sound effect going off right now.
We could add that.
I have this Jimi Hendrix experience, tie-dye circle going around in my mind right now. Not sure if I'm sitting or floating, man.
Well, that brings us to our sponsors. Who are our sponsors today, Lonnie?
The Lonnie Stevenson Mortgage Team, of course, here to help you with your purchase of your new dream home in Lake Havasu or anywhere in Arizona. We're here to help you put that together. We're a local company, so you can actually sit down and talk to us and don't have to rely on a call center and getting someone from God knows what country.
That's right. Your other sponsor is Chicago Title. You will need a title company and someone to do your escrow once you have that transaction going, and Chicago Title is here to help. We are the largest title company. We are backed by over $4 billion in reserves.
Is that with a B?
With a B. B with a B. But, at the end of the day, most people don't care about those big numbers and all that. What they care about is the good service that you get. And we have a great team here at Chicago Title. You got 7 escrow officers to choose from. And we're here to help you. So when you're ready for your transaction, give us a call.
So now we're going to talk to Elaine?
Let's talk to Elaine. We already talked to Elaine. You're trying to be deceitful.
I forget. Are we talking to her now, or did we talk to her earlier?
We talked to her earlier, but we're pretending like we're talking to her now.
Oh, okay.
It's that third wall thing. Or
I'm pretending
wall.
to pretend to pretend.
There you go. Enjoy. All right. We're here with Elaine Cullen from the Lake Havasu City Convention and Visitors Bureau. How you doing, Elaine?
Doing great today. Thanks for having me here.
Great. So we're here today to talk about some upcoming events, but we're going to focus on the Pyrotechnics event that's coming up. What can you tell us about that?
Well, this is going to be a big event this year. They're adding an extra day. It's a celebration of the Western Pyrotechnics Association coming to Lake Havasu for this event for 25 years. And they also really wanted to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the founding of Lake Havasu. So they've added an extra night this year. We'll have 2 public shows. So although the event opens on Wednesday the 12th, the first night of all the fireworks shows will start on Thursday, February 13th.
Wow. So it's going to be a good show. 25 years. Now, a lot of us, I've been here a long time, so a lot of us go out and we watch these fireworks every year, and I don't think we really know why do they do this? What's the reason for this?
The original reason and why they come here, this is the Western Pyrotechnics Association annual convention. So these are actual members of the association, and they started coming here 25 years ago. It was a great place to be able to shoot their fireworks off. It was a convenient location and a beautiful setting. And so they started coming here then. So the participants are actually, and the people that shoot off the fireworks are members of the association that are here for their annual conference.
And they're here showing off their stuff to other members of the association.
Right. This is where they all get together and come up with new ideas, or if they've been creating new fireworks, they'll test them out here. And so it's just like any other industry where you have the more people you can put together and share the ideas and network, the better. So it's the same kind of concept, just with a very unique industry.
We get the benefit of their laboratory.
Absolutely.
In our backyard.
Absolutely. And very fortunate to have them and very grateful for them to continue coming here.
Well, we get the best of the best. We get, the stuff that everyone wants to see.
We do.
So, you threw a number at me. We were talking a little while ago about the cost of these to put on these shows. Now, you're involved with the 4th of July celebration. What does it cost to put on the typical fireworks show like you see on 4th of July?
Well, when you see the 4th of July, typically you can plan on, for your budget for a shooting, it's about $1,000 a minute. Wow. So for a 20-minute show, you can pretty much count on writing a $20,000 check. It's very expensive to have the fireworks show because they bring them in and all the safety things that go along besides the cost of the fireworks.
But when you talk about the actual quality of fireworks, what we see on the 4th of July is not near the level of fireworks that we're going to see coming up.
Right. This is our shows on the 4th of July are obviously cost associated, and so for us to get a 15, 20-minute show, we're doing well. You're talking to several hours, several nights in a row of fantastic fireworks for very low cost.
So this is more fireworks than you see in the big city on 4th of July if you were maybe in New York.
Absolutely. Well, you can't go, that I'm aware of, there is no place else in the United States where you can come and get 3 or 4 hours of fireworks shows 4 nights in a row. I don't know of any other place in the United States that you can do that.
And they just don't shoot off up in the air, too. They have some incredible ground displays, too.
They do. And if you're inside the speedway portion, which is the main portion of the event, you can see those. If you're in some of the outlying areas, you may miss some of the ground level things, but you'll still have a fantastic show.
I was heated that is when the couple times that we didn't actually go down to the speedway and watch, up at some friend's house or something with a really nice viewing area. However, all you saw was the glow of whatever was going off down. Right. You knew you missed something really great because of the size of the glow.
Right. And the industry's continually changing. They're bringing up bigger, little safer. Some that they create some now that you can do indoors because there's no fallout. So there's a lot of different, I think that collaboration that goes on between all of them to get it to where it is now and continually improving that.
So this pretty much costs the city nothing to put this event on, but for the most part, is it pretty inexpensive for us?
Well, we work with them to help cover some of their costs. The Convention and Visitors Bureau and the city work with them to help cover some of their costs. Some of that is recouped now. We charge for parking now, and there's the concession out there, and so there's a small percent of that helps out with some of their cost. And then we help their members if they have trouble finding rooms and different things like that. We help coordinate all. The city, where their main piece probably comes in, is the amount of fire and police time that is necessary to coordinate the traffic in and out, and obviously with the fallout and with the fallout zones and the potential for fires. So we have a lot of city personnel on staff, and they're wonderful. The PD and the fire department and the entire city staff has been great about supporting this event year after year.
So it is going to be a little bit of weather sensitive as far as wind.
Could play a big factor. If it's super windy, obviously you can't shoot them off. If it rained, I know we had one year last year that it rained, but they just waited out. Yeah. Once the weather calms down and the rain goes away, then they wait it out and then they continue to shoot afterwards.
Great. So this is definitely on a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, events in Havasu as far as filling up hotel rooms, revenue to the town, do you think this ranks up there?
One of the top 10. We sell out the town every year for this event. In fact, if those of you that are listening and want to come, if you have not made a reservation, there are a few rooms left in town. I would suggest you do that fairly soon because we get people from all over the United States that make their annual trek every year for this. RVs, group tours, and then big groups of people in cars. We have a group from Phoenix coming. There's over 20 of them coming. Right? So, we get a lot of the calls, a lot of group tours, bus group tours that are very beneficial to our city that come here a lot for different events. And they come by the busloads to watch this event. So it's very beneficial.
And you had pointed out something a little bit earlier, too, when we were just kind of chatting before we started recording, that a lot of this has been a word-of-mouth event. There has not been posters all over town announcing Pyrotechnics, or you're not spending a great deal of money advertising in other outlying areas, publications.
No, not paid advertising. We put it in we send out all of our big events to probably 30 or 40 different news outlets and publications pretty much in the Southwest that I send everything to. But other than that and posting it on websites, there's really no paid advertising that we put in to go into this. It's just all been word of mouth over the years, and it has just grown into one of the biggest events in town through that.
You know, Chris, I was just thinking, too, one of the other things we could maybe is get a lot of people try and take pictures of the beautiful fireworks because, I mean, you just get these incredible displays, but photographing fireworks is an art in itself. That might be somebody else that we want to get in and do just a little tips on how to get the best fireworks shots.
Right, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea, too. And for those of you that do have great fireworks shots or have good pictures of any of our events in town, we're always looking for new event photos to put up on our event calendar. So we would welcome any of those. We'll give anybody credit for the photos they send in. So we'd love to have those if they get some good ones that we could use for our calendar.
And we're talking about the event calendar on the GoLakeHavasu.com website.
Right, right.
And let's clear that up a little bit. On our intro for our first podcast, we talked a little bit about the Go Lake Havasu website. And we were under the impression that was a Chamber of Commerce maintained website. And Elaine here informed us that it actually wasn't. Now, I do want you all to know that was Lonnie's mistake. It wasn't mine.
Thank you for pointing that out.
You can play back and listen to it. You'll hear it was him that said it.
They got it. Okay, move on.
But it is maintained by the Lake Havasu Convention and Visitors Bureau. It is their website. So these are not necessarily chamber-sanctioned events.
No, these are any event in town. We put any event on as long as it's for leisure activity. We don't do classes for different things, but we do anything for leisure activity for residents and tourists that they might find. Has to be open to the public, not a members-only type thing, and those type events we will happily put up on our website. But the people have to let us know. That's the hardest part. We scour the white sheet and we scour the newspaper daily and weekly to get as many as we can and call them. But everybody's welcome to submit their events to us.
Right. So viewing tips. I mean, now we can go out to Sarah Park and we can go in there and we can park. What's the charge for that?
So, the parking is $5. There will be 4 shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Obviously, the main venue is the Speedway. Anywhere you park out there, there's going to be parking at Sarah Park and then all around there, around the fairgrounds. Also, there'll be RV parking. All the RVs will be parked at the rodeo grounds. That's where all of the RVs will be. It's parking as not the RVs, just the cars that come out. It's $5 to park your car. And if you're going into the venue at the Speedway, it's $5 per person to get in. But it's only $5 per car to park.
So you could take your car out, $5 for the car, and you could take your own little cooler and chairs and set up your own little...
Charge for children?
Yes. Let's see here. Let me see. The charges, I'm trying to find them. $5 per person per day. 12 and under are free. Children 12 and under are free. Otherwise, it's $5 per person per day.
And if you don't want to pay to go in, and I suggest you do, you go into the event. It's really neat. You get to see all the ground displays and everything else. But, you can't park along the side of the highway.
No parking on the sideway. There's on the highway. You can go out in the desert areas if you get off the road and park. But no, the PD will be out there. There's no more parking on the 95. You'll need to come in or get off the highway to do that. And I would also suggest you come early. The shows will start every night about 7:30.
They open the gates at 3, I think I was seeing here.
The gates open at 3 because the lines to get in, if you've been before, are, especially if you want seating at the Speedway. There's limited seating there on the bleachers. You can bring your own chairs. You're welcome to bring your own chairs as well out there and set. But if you want a place on the bleachers, you probably want to come early. There will be concessions available, too, within the Speedway. And then those at the... there's a special deal going on for all the RVers and the coaches.
Looks like it's $100 per RV.
That's for the groups,
nights?
Yes, for the groups. If they're coming in, a lot of them will come in for 5 or 6 nights, the tour package groups. And if they're going to come in and stay 5 nights, then they pay $100 to park their RV. And then there's also, there'll be a dinner and a country concert over there, but that is not open to just everyone. It's just for the people that are reserving spots over there.
And overflow parking is also at the rodeo grounds.
Right, and there may be some overflow parking at BMX as well. We're waiting to see on the Fallout sign there. We will continually update our website at golakehavasu.com. If you go to the page for the Pyrotechnics, any changes that come across as far as parking, anything like that, we will continually update our site. So that's probably one of the best places to stay current.
People coming from Lake Havasu driving out to Sarah Park, are they going to be directed at South McCulloch there to go around? They aren't going to drive the highway all the way out to the normal entrance to Sarah Park?
No, I think they'll bring them in off McCulloch. As far as I know, they'll be closing the dog park, obviously, too, for that week while this is going on. So last year, the way it worked, they bring them in one way and take them out the other, and it flowed really well. They've been working really hard on traffic flow patterns out there for the last year.
And you mentioned something there, too, that we need to remind everybody. They're going to start shooting these things off Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, there'll be, not Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday is when they're
Wednesday, they just show up and get checked in. Open shooting, but there's no shows.
But here's my point that I'm trying to make is Wednesday night we're going to start having fireworks going off on the south end of town.
Yes.
So anyone with pets, you need to take that into consideration. If you're used to leaving your pet outside, a lot of the dogs get spooked by the fireworks and the booms and the bangs. So I know there's always this time of year on the message boards on Facebook and that there's quite a few animals that take off and run just because they're scared. So just be aware that it's going to be starting a little bit earlier this year, and for 4 nights you need to take extra precautions for our furry friends.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. Well, that's a lot of information. Good information on the 25th Annual Western Winter Blast Pyrotechnic Show.
25 years. I can remember when it started.
I remember, too.
That's great.
I guess that makes me a really
I was a young boy when it started.
I wish I would have been here back then.
It was, what I remember is the first couple of years were out on the island at the old airport site.
Oh, okay.
And it was a spectacular setting, but it was also a logistics nightmare of everybody in and off the island, and they wanted to do something public display-wise. So, and I don't remember the year of when they moved it out to Sarah Park and started doing out there. And then, of course, the other thing that they had on the island is a lot of winter visitors that are camping out at Crazy Horse and the different facilities out on the island. Right. That's a lot of noise that they were having to put up with. So by going out at Sarah Park, they weren't as affecting as many people.
Right. Plus, it's grown over the years, so I'm not sure that I don't think that we could accommodate it out there now.
Right. Well, great. Well, let's get a quick recap here of some events that are coming up. What else do you have coming up in the month of February?
Well, we got a lot of stuff. This coming weekend, after Super Bowl, we have Super Bowl, obviously, this weekend. After that, the 8th and 9th is Winterfest downtown. That's going to be huge again this year. Then the weekend, obviously, after that, the same weekend as Pyrotechnics is also the Rockabilly, 6th Annual Rockabilly Reunion. That'll be taking place at Lot 4 Windsor at Lake Havasu State Park. We have a new Arizona State-sanctioned mountain bike race that'll be staging out at Sarah Park on the 22nd. That's also the same day, I believe, as the Mark Hahn. And then at the end of the month this year, starting on Friday, I believe it's the 28th, is the Bluegrass Festival. It's back again this year for another run. And for anybody that wants a preview of that, I believe it's Monday, February 10th, there'll be a preview down at the Flying X. One of the Bluegrass bands will be in town for a preview concert at the Flying X. And then in March, obviously, we've got lots of things going on. Spring break will kick off in March, and so we'll have a lot of the kids in town for that. So there's not as many big events going on. We do have the Mark Hahn, that's in February, the Collegiate Triathlon that will be on March 22nd. That's here every year with a lot of the college kids involved with that. And then lots and lots of other events coming up. April is always big with the boat show. We have a new reggae festival that will be here, music festival that will be here in April on the 12th. So we want everybody to be checking in that. Havasu residents will get $10 off on the tickets. So we've got a special deal cut for the residents. We'll be sure everybody can get there for that. The boat show is also that weekend. The chili cook-off is the same weekend. We have Lucas coming.
Yeah, I was going to say you got a biggie coming back.
Well, after we have the boat show, we have Easter weekend, and there's a supermoto event out at the Sarah Park for that. The weekend after that is Desert Storm. Desert Storm will be the last weekend in April this year. And then immediately after Desert Storm, the next weekend, the Lucas Oil drag boat races are back. So, and then they'll be back again in October. Then our event season will sort of settle down for the summer, come again until October 1. But I really want to remind everyone that details for all these events are on our website, big or little, are on golakehavasu.com. There'll be a change in the website coming up in the next couple of weeks. For right now, though, there are 2 places on the homepage to check for events. There's a special events tab that has all of the big events, the balloon festivals, Pyrotechnic, Rockabilly. But we have a lot of smaller local events, all of the nightlife, the live music around town, all the plays at Grace Arts, all of the local fundraisers, the plays through the Art Guild and all of our art shows. All of that is under local events. So we want to encourage everyone to be sure and check both places so that you don't miss out on anything. Because a lot of those small local events are a lot of fun. They're just not something that we would probably advertise and get somebody to drive a couple 100 miles for. But if you're in town, there's a lot of fun things to do, even if you are a visitor here.
Well, great.
And that's why we are doing what we're doing, is because I don't think people understand just how many really cool things there are to do in Havasu, not just events, but just fun activities to do in and around Lake Havasu. So.
There are so many ways to play like you mean it in Lake Havasu. It's not even funny. You can go on the lake, on the desert, and with the events, and there's just a lot of reasons to be here, and events being one.
Well, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate your time. We're glad that you came out with us today. We're looking forward to doing some more stuff with you, hopefully in the future. We'll stay in touch with you. Let's talk a little bit about our sponsors before we go. We just need to take a minute to thank Chicago Title. They are one of our main sponsors. They help put this podcast on. Without them, we could not do this. So thank you to Chicago Title. If you're in need of any escrow and title insurance services, Chicago Title is here for you. You can reach us at our website, facebook.com/Chicago Title. That's Lake Havasu City's Chicago Title page. Or you can reach the office at 928-855-4196. What about our other sponsor?
And we also have the Lonnie Stevenson Mortgage Team. So if you're buying or refinancing your home, whether it's in Lake Havasu or anywhere in Arizona, we're here to help you. And you can contact us at lonniestevenson.com or 928-854-1881. So there you go.
Well, thank you very much. We'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good day.